I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzzTV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, everybody? We are live on AfterBuzzTV.com, the AfterBuzzTV YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. Like and subscribe, and telling your friends and your foes about the world of AfterBuzzTV as we break down this week's SmackDown on Fox. What's up, everybody? I am Josh Tariff. Gabby Loren not here this week because she's busy finishing up the Impact tapings in Mexico.
Moving and shaking.
And Tom, you know, he's got babies, so once in a while he's got to do dad stuff. So he's not here this week. However, joining me, it's just a duo this week.
It looks that way.
Myself and Flobo.
What's up, man? I was on vacation, quite obviously.
I can tell.
Got the call, came on to the AfterBuzz TV compound for a good old time with the Josh Tariff.
Hey, it's good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, too. It's been a long time, man.
It's been a minute, and I know we've done a few shows together, but I don't think we've done one with it's just the two of us.
No, we haven't.
This is like major.
This is major.
Like everyone right now that's live in the chat roll should be telling all their friends to tune in live.
Charlene goes, we'll be to work Sundays. I'm here every day, baby. I'm in the back, have a cot. I just roll out of bed just for the show.
How's the rent here?
You know, it's pretty cheap. You know, get all the club soda you want. I mean, people are friendly. They don't bother you much. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when the lights are out here, it's probably a comfy place to like lay under the desk and take a nap.
Oh yeah, man. But the thing is, at night is like this haunting where all you hear is "Let the buzz begin," and it's kind of weird and creepy. But other than that, pretty chilling.
Is it like Josh in a booth is just like haunting around with a flashlight?
Yeah, exactly.
Just making sure there are no squatters.
Fill out your
reminding
recaps.
everyone that just to hold on tight and have a great show.
That's at 3 a.m. He walks by. Have a great show, guys. Have a great show.
Oh man,
no one's doing a show right now.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Chris, we knew each other. Josh, we knew each other for a long time.
You can call me either one.
Chris and Josh Tav Rosenberg.
Yep.
Mach 1 Wrestling. You know, like almost 10 years ago. I mean, we're old. We are old.
We are actually very old.
Yeah, for sure.
All our co-hosts look at us and be like,
"Yep."
Like, what was life like back in black and white days?
I was so young and spry.
True to my grandfather, when I would always joke with him because, you know, all his shows happen to be in black and white television. So I would ask him, what was life like in black and white? And he would answer, green.
What?
It made no sense, but as a kid, I thought it was hilarious.
I bet he does. Shout out to Grandpa, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could just do this all day, but I think we should. I think they want us to talk about SmackDown.
I guess. Shout out to the chat: Michael Blake, Haywood Wong, Dylan Matthews, Aussie, oi, 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 and Charlene. Hey.
That was a nice little shout out there.
Yeah,
like
Charlene's a big fan of Jack. She always calls him Fancy Jack, and I was like, get on jealous.
Well, he is very fancy.
He wears ties all the time. I go to his house for like.
I have tried to
games.
get him on the show. I mean, his schedule just doesn't match up or so. But just so he can just make me feel classier.
Yeah.
Just be around him. Because I mean, your neon shirt is good. Don't get me wrong. But he's got the ties going.
I know. It's like a cartoon. I went to his house. He has like 35 suits and like one pair of jeans. It's weird. It's totally weird, but not on subject.
That's more questions for another day. Well, this week's SmackDown was definitely a good build-up as far as for the actual matches that are going to be happening at the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So we got a few announcements of some matches, and some that should have been announced as matches aren't, and some that really don't have enough storyline are. We'll get into that.
What do you mean? I have all the Shorty G merchandise on deck for this match. Sheamus, Shorty G, Rumble. Tickets already bought.
Sir, when we get to that part,
I'm
we
teasing
will discuss it.
I'm teasing it.
We will discuss it.
Fair
They might have not known which segment I was talking about, sir. You just spoiled it.
I spoiled SmackDown. I'm sorry.
This is how my show works, Flobo.
I'm sorry, man. Where's the trap door? I totally deserve it.
But we start with the legend, the Big Red Machine Kane makes a rare appearance, and he's in the ring talking about how dangerous the Rumble can be, how it changes wrestlers' lives, and how he has the record for the most cumulative eliminations over a career. Which actually, for some reason, this made me look up something, and I put a poll on Twitter today asking, because there's an actual answer to the question on what people thought, and the decision's mixed. So I don't know if you saw it, but I'm going to ask you a random trivia question. Josh in the booth, as long as you don't look it up, you can play along as well if you have Jeopardy music.
All right, we'll do.
So here's the question. Which of the following is the highest number? The amount of eliminations Kane has had in the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. R-Truth's age, because today's his birthday. Or R-Truth's 24/7 title reigns. Which one of those three is the highest number?
It's going to be close. I'm going to go with R-Truth's age.
Okay, you're going to go with R-Truth's age.
Yeah.
Josh, do you have a guess?
Knowing that R-Truth has been around for a while, I'm going to say his age as well.
You're both going with age. Okay, so the actual numbers. Kane has the record with 44 eliminations.
Okay.
R-Truth has had 31 24/7 title reigns.
Okay, I'm feeling it. Vegas odds.
Which is just insane. And today, R-Truth turned 48 years old.
Woo!
And he looks like he's 31.
Yeah.
And mind you, so both of you got it right. Congrats to you. You win an imaginary prize. So far, my Twitter poll thought the 24/7 reigns was the correct answer to that.
I was close. It was close. I was torn between the second and third one.
I don't know, but for some reason, when I saw that like Kane talk about it, I was just like, wait, what number's closer? And I was first just singing the title reigns,
right,
24/7, and then I saw today it was R-Truth's birthday, so I'm like, wait a minute, which? I'm like, I'm just gonna have fun with this today.
I can't. 40 years old and doing the splits. I can't. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's insane. So we see Kane. He's kind of bragging, but talking about the Rumble. Didn't declare himself for the Rumble, so he's just there. And then he's interrupted by the Firefly Funhouse, and Bray says that he says he's sorry for bragging. And we bring back the storyline. I love that Bray has those like flashbacks of his previous stories and encounters with people.
Right. So
all of a sudden we saw his Inferno match with Kane from years ago, which I love that they bring stuff back. And then from that, all of a sudden the lights go out. The Fiend shows up, goes from the bottom of the ring while Kane's on the outside. He turns, sees him, and on his mic he's just like, "What took you so long?" And then all of a sudden the Fiend turns around, and Daniel Bryan hits him with a running knee.
Just hiding and waiting.
Beats the hell out of him. The Fiend tries to escape, not before Daniel Bryan takes a few of his dreadlocks out of there. And Team Hell No has a mini reunion, and they celebrate that they got one up on the Fiend.
So I thought it was pretty clever that in the middle of Bray's promo, he looked back and was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you." You're the guy on my wall. That was pretty awesome. For those of you who watch long term, it's almost like a little bit of a treat for that.
Yes.
But having Daniel Bryan show up, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be, here's a whole thing for Kane, get his book across. His whole thing is with the mayorship. But seeing Daniel Bryan there, the yes chants, I wasn't on board at first, like Tom wasn't, but I'm on board now. It's a good segment for everyone. No?
Yeah. I mean, and it's interesting to see, this uber aggressive Daniel Bryan and how the Fiend is going to be able to put up with it, because so far he hasn't been able to.
Sure.
Since Daniel Bryan's been changed a few weeks ago.
Everyone gets changed.
Yes. But let's get into some action. How about returning action of the Shaman of Sexy, John Morrison?
Oh, right.
No, I was not talking about you, Flobo.
Why not, man? I think I'm pretty sexy.
You're not a shaman, though.
Fair. I'm still going to sexy training. Yeah.
Yeah. You're an SIT.
Right.
Sexy in training.
Right. Sit.
You're a sit. It's better than a superhero in training.
Yeah. Wow. Rosie reference. Throwback.
Yeah. So Rosie reference by Rosie.
Yeah.
There you
go. Shout out.
John Morrison goes one-on-one with Big E. The first few minutes of this match, I absolutely loved, because we got prime examples of the contrast in styles.
Yeah.
And then it kind of turned into almost a bona fide squash for Morrison. Like, to me, Morrison, like, once we got back from commercial, it was essentially 95% Morrison.
Yeah.
To the point where he eventually won the match with the Starship Pain, he wasn't even selling anything. He was like, "I won, sweet, let's celebrate."
Right.
And it's just like, you were just in a 12-minute match with Big E. You should have hurt you a bit.
just a tad.
Yeah.
Just a tad. It's interesting you said that, because I felt the same. I couldn't put my finger on it, but watching it before the break, I was like, wow, this is going to be back and forth. And when it came back from break, I was like, wait, that's it? Like, Big E's just taking everything? Like, his reverse button's broken? What's going on?
This reverse button.
That's what it felt like.
But so I mean, I was really excited for this match. Now, they don't have to do it all out on this match because this match can happen again down the road on a bigger stage, like the Rumble. But with it, so it was like a small taste. But now 2 weeks in a row, Miz and Morrison getting the one-ups on the New Day. They should be in line for a tag title match, but nothing's announced yet.
That's a good point. That would be a cool thing to watch.
That should probably be on the Rumble.
It should be, but that Rumble's already stacked. Last year's Rumble, I was fortunate enough to be there live, not to brag.
Clearly.
Totally. In Arizona, it was a great show, fantastic, but when it was over, I was spent. 2 Rumbles and all these matches, it was a 6-hour event. It was a lot. So even though I would love to see that match at the Rumble, if they held it back to Fastlane, I'll be great with that too.
Well, we'll get into that. Now, Flobo, I know you're not a regular on the SmackDown show, but
No, I'm not.
No, but what I'm trying to say is we have this unofficial segment.
Okay.
It's kind of unofficial.
Yeah.
Then now we just, as of last week, finally have a soundbite for. We call it They Listen.
Oh.
And then when we bring something up about it, Josh in the booth usually hits.
We hate to say we told you so,
Ah,
but
yes.
ladies and gentlemen, we told you so!
So, for this week's edition of They Listen, a few weeks ago, myself, Tom, and Tom, I don't think Gabby was here that week. Myself and Tom, we were discussing how we found it very interesting on Fox that during the NFL games, they heavily hyped WWE Smackdown, and the broadcasters would talk about it too. And this Friday, someone would even say, see this guy versus this guy in a match. And then when Smackdown aired, they'd have a little graphic of whatever football game, but the commentators wouldn't say a thing. So it's just like, why are they not promoting it? They should be at least doing a shout out to the NFL as well.
Right.
Well, this week, all of a sudden, we have multiple plugs of the Packers-Niners game by Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Plus, they took a minute to give a shout out to Fox NFL analyst Jimmy Johnson on his NFL Hall of Fame induction. They listen, people!
We hate to say we told you so, but ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, man.
we told you so!
Paul Heyman's like busting the vein is your drop. That's amazing. Shout out to Pat Mahomes, man. Woo!
So, I wanted to bring that up because that was another prime example of that. Usos versus Revival. Tag team action.
Holla, holla, holla.
And there's really not much of a storyline in this. I mean, they wanted to try to bring up that the Revival came in a little bit last week since they're buddies with Corbin. But the only story is the Revival keep losing.
Right.
Revival can't get on track. Revival have not re-signed their contract, so they keep losing. That's essentially what it is. But
Fair?
yeah.
I'm on board only because if the Usos, which are officially Raw talent, is going to be on SmackDown with Roman Reigns, there is a tag team spot open on the Raw brand. It could be the Revival looking for their next chapter.
Well, you know how if people were gone for a little bit, then they just randomly appear on different shows. Like there's someone on Raw. I'm forgetting who, but there's someone that came back onto Raw that was on SmackDown, and now vice versa. The Usos were Raw, and now they're on SmackDown.
Right. What's our point of having separate brands, right?
Yeah, who knows? But this match was all right. These guys have had better matches. It wasn't the greatest by any means, but again, it's just kind of building a random tag match, help putting over the Usos return, and continuing the story of Revival keep losing. Usos splash, Usos get the win. That's that.
True. The Usos weren't as strong as they were 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, but just a reminder, they're one of the best tag teams, a unified unit, and they are WWE property, you know?
This is true.
Yeah.
You speak the truth.
No drop? All right. Thanks. I thought I'd get a drop too if you're all getting drops.
You're not a regular
We
on the
hate
show.
to say
No.
we
Thank you so
told
much,
you
Josh. This is
so,
amazing.
but
I love you on
ladies and
SmackDown.
gentlemen, We told you so!
Now, after the match, we're cut into a backstage promo with the Revival, talking about, all right, we need a change. There's something like maybe Revival needs to change. But then that's just cut off because all of a sudden we have a brawl in the back where it appears that Lacey Evans, the good guy in this feud, apparently attacked Sasha Banks from behind, injured her ankle, and Bayley ran to make the save. So who's the face in this?
USA.
Well, they're all from USA. They're all American.
Yeah, it's very aggressive.
Like, what the hell was this?
It was fine. I mean, it sets up a nice change. I don't know why they're holding back the Sasha Banks thing, but I was on board. Lacey Evans, when she was an antagonist, we don't say industry terms, right? When she was an antagonist,
We can.
Okay, when she was a heel, she lost pretty handedly. So now this face turn, and I'm not trying to say she's the same thing as Charlotte, but there's a reason why she's on a separate brand and the Queen, right? So she's a favorite now, Marine, family person. I am glad we actually got a non-title match because you were saying in a recent episode, you or Tom were saying, hey, look, when the champion is in a non-title match, they always lose. That's kind of tired, but it was storyline based. Sasha was supposed to wrestle, and somehow Adam Pearce shows up and
Yes,
says,
that was my next. Shout out to Adam Pearce.
Sorry, yeah.
Getting some copy this week.
yeah, baby, one last ride.
Getting to break down the law because Sasha's icing her ankle, and Adam Pearce told Sasha, you're supposed to compete. It's been put off for weeks. If you can't, well, Bayley, then you're going to. And Bayley said, well, my line is not on the title.
Right. She did say that. Bayley, no. What is you doing?
No, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen.
Still my favorite wrestler on the
Oh, yeah.
roster.
Oh, I ain't mad at her.
Yeah.
And mistakes can happen.
Yeah.
It was just funny.
Yeah. I have all our merch. I'm a big merch. Big Bayley fan.
So non-title match. But here's my conspiracy theory.
Ooh.
We never saw Sasha get attacked anywhere on that ankle.
No, we haven't.
And Sasha's always been known to have Bayley fight her battles.
Yes, she has.
Could this be some weird double cross by Sasha, throwing Bayley into the wolves?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know Corey Graves loves burying Sasha, but you can imagine if it was all made up, man. Yeah. Sasha's that underhanded?
Yeah.
Then you can sit here and say the same drop you do always when they actually make that happen. So,
oh yeah. Cool. Hey, yeah. Give it about 3 weeks. It'll happen.
3 weeks.
Give it 2 or 3 weeks.
Clip it out. That's so fun, man. That should be a button.
Oh yeah. He's like that's he has that as his space bar. Is pretty much what happened. Right. It's just the biggest button he has.
These are staff meetings.
So this leads to Bayley versus Lacey non-title match. Now, you just mentioned what Tom and I talked about last week.
Yeah.
How we hate non-title singles matches because the champion always loses.
Yeah. And I hate Bayley losing.
Therefore, I hated this match because Bayley lost in a non-title match. Because if she could be disqualified, she'd get herself counted out.
Right.
She's afraid of the women's right. She's not prepared. You want to get Lacey over? Fine. You can do that in so many other ways besides her pinning her in the middle of a ring on a non-title match because right now Lacey Evans should be the women's champion. I'm not saying I want that, but based on the fact that she pinned the champion, she should be the champion.
I don't see it that way because even though I didn't like the fact that Bayley lost because she's my girl, she's my favorite female wrestler on the roster, and Bayley sold that punch. I mean,
yes, she did.
I mean, props
she did
to
a
that.
great job.
Props to that.
Absolutely.
Again, non-title matches are really, like you were saying, it's kind of a shortcut to that. But here, I totally got it because they had a storyline leading up to it. So the idea of her Lacey Evans getting the win, or her being in the title picture, it's fine. It totally doesn't bother me here. But you're right. If that's a tactic that happens too often, it can be very off-putting and be like, oh, another non-title match. Like, I get it, but I was fine here.
All right. I disagree with you, but all right.
You're wrong, but okay.
I mean, you just wasted a minute of our time. But all right.
I know, right? Bring it back.
We now go backstage to our newest WWE reporter, interviewer, Elise Ashton.
Yeah.
Do you know who she is?
I do not. I can't pretend.
I know it. Like, never heard of the signing. Never saw her at NXT at all. I don't know who she is. She did very well. You know, I was just like, wait a minute. I don't know you.
Yeah. First time seeing her, too.
Yeah. So, congrats.
Congrats.
Welcome.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about you from time to time. She's backstage with Shorty G. Shorty G's talking about how Sheamus isn't getting in my head. But then Sheamus shows up, and he does the same damn thing that Corbin did a few months ago, or Shelton Benjamin, anyone who's feuding with Shorty G,
Right.
they interrupt him and hey, has anyone seen Shorty G? I can't seem to see Shorty G. And oh, there you are, down there. And then Sheamus patted him on the head, and Shorty G snapped, took him down, gave him a few punches until everyone separated them. I'm excited. No, I like the feud. I like seeing Shorty G get this opportunity because he's so good. He's so damn good. Why can we not find anything else for people to get antagonize Shorty G with besides his height?
Hard to say when his T-shirt literally says "Rise over size." That's kind of his. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
And then to my point, which you brought up a little earlier, so we have Shorty G and Sheamus scheduled on the Rumble, but we don't have the tag title match. But we have this one. We also don't have Nakamura and Braun Strowman that have been feuding for over a month.
Yeah,
but we have this one.
Right?
Why?
My theory is this. This is what, to answer your first question. Sheamus's story now is that SmackDown's gotten weak. Yes. And to be fair, besides the height thing, Shorty G is a guy that wrestles in basketball shorts and neon blue and green. So,
he's a Seattle Seahawks male cheerleader.
Yes.
That's what I've said that's what he looks like to me.
So from the casual wrestling fan, I mean, one of the big four, you have this giant mammoth of a man in Sheamus going against this scrappy guy dressed in very, very colorful costumes. I think that's a very easy story to sell visually, which I think is the reason why they're going to the Rumble with that.
Oh, so you're going with the visual stuff.
Why not?
I mean, it's a good reason.
Oh, I was waiting for the backhand, the super kick. That's
actually a very good reason because they want to sell for the Big Four pay-per-view, and that's the appealing thing of the bright color short guy against a heavyweight that people know about. Yeah. That's a very fair point.
I'm still waiting for a trap door to open. This is kind of weird.
No, I like that. I don't want that match on the card. I don't think it deserves it over those other ones, but your point is very valid.
All right, keep moving. I feel like I'm gonna roll right now. Let's go.
Wait, what's that behind you? No.
Super kick, yeah.
So then we have a brief promo with Braun talking about how he's declared for the Royal Rumble, but he's waiting for his Intercontinental title shot, like we were just talking about. And then we go to Elias, who has been very confusing the last few weeks. Because now, I mean, we know he's now full-blown babyface. And, he's telling the WWE Universe that he needs them. And he wants them to clap along to the song, but they're interrupted by whatever. Did they have a name? Nakamura, Zayn, and Cesaro? Did they have a name for their group?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's a liberator.
Sami Zayn's the liberator.
Right. Yeah.
So they come out there where then they spend the first 3 minutes not even acknowledging Elias, and they just talking about Braun's promo, while Elias is just awkwardly standing in the ring.
Which is pretty funny.
And then they're like, okay, we're done. Elias, go do whatever you want to do. And he's like, oh, well, while you're doing that, I was actually multitasking. I was listening and writing a new song. And it's called Sammy Needs to Shut His Damn Mouth. Sing along with me, guys. And Cesaro then runs in after Elias. Nakamura and Sami Zayn go in 3-on-1 attack. Out comes Braun to make the save, and he helps clean house. So now he helped Elias, which means next week we'll probably have Braun and Elias versus Nakamura and Cesaro.
Holla, holla, holla. For a man with a problem to solve, player.
So mind you, that has not been announced yet.
Right.
But I just said it. So next week.
We hate to say we told you so, but ladies and gentlemen, we told you
Nostradamus in the house.
I'll go one further, and Braun will pin Nakamura again, and then they'll add the IC title match last minute to the show.
2 days before the...
We hate to say we told you so, but ladies and gentlemen...
Might be kickoff, but it will be on it.
You would actually sign the IC title 2 days before Royal Rumble?
Well, it'd be more than what they've been doing with the IC title lately.
Fair.
I mean, since they gave him a new IC title, they've done nothing with it.
Right, but won't we want long title reigns? I'm just being devil's advocate here.
I'm not saying Braun wins the IC title.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm saying we should be having a feud for the title.
Sure, I agree.
Sonya Deville versus Alexa Bliss. Now, a little earlier in the show, Sonya asked Mandy to see if she can convince Otis to be at ringside because she feels that Otis helped Mandy last week get a win, so if Otis was ringside, it will help her get a win. I don't necessarily understand the logic, but okay, we'll roll with it.
Neither did I.
We'll roll with it. So they're in the ring. All of a sudden, Heavy Machinery's music hits. They come out. Sonya's excited. Mandy's excited. Otis is excited because he's within eye distance of Mandy. And it's a very short match. There's a point where Mandy is climbing the ropes. So, there's one way that you try to interfere in a match for your partner.
Right.
No, you get the ref's attention, you grab an ankle, you hop onto the apron. You don't normally climb the ropes.
You gotta get my stuff in, brother.
Yeah.
Flippy stuff.
So Mandy Rose climbs the ropes. Nikki Cross hops up to help Alexa, pushes Mandy off, and perfect timing, she lands in the arms of Otis. And Josh, if you can get, there's got to be that photo of Otis holding her, just a smile on his face. Let's see. I don't know if there's one more. He's just got this perfect look, just gleaming out. I don't know if that will work. Yeah, Otis is as happy as a clam.
I am so torn with this because on one hand, I'm like, wow, this is wholesome and romantic and fun. But then there's so much hip thrusting and tongue wagging. It's like, can I show my parents this? Is this for kids? I have no idea.
Yeah, Otis is being super sweet, but then he's doing the weird tongue stuff.
It's okay.
So mind you, him saving Mandy, then distracted Sonya, and Alexa rolled her up and got the win.
Right.
So it backfired. And Mandy and Sonya don't know what happened. Otis loves what happened. And Tucker is there.
Have they wrestled as a tag team recently? I feel like the last 2-3 weeks they have been...
No, because it was 3 or so weeks ago. Otis just did a singles match.
Okay.
And then the last couple they were just at ringside. So I don't know if Tucker has a minor injury or something. Or they're just playing this off. And... Hey,
I'm on board. It's just, yeah.
I mean, I've said in the past I've questioned Heavy Machinery a lot, but I said Otis was definitely the selling point, which clearly he is. I mean, Tucker in his last several matches has really kind of won me over.
Sure.
He has been far exceeding my expectations for him, and both of them as a whole as a tag team. I just don't know, based with this storyline, because the story is all about Otis.
Right.
So when the story is all about one member of the tag team, that's probably going to lead to some type of split normally.
It does. Now that you mentioned it, yeah.
So as much as we're enjoying it, I don't know in the long term if this would work out well for one or both of them.
Right.
And I mean, obviously, who knows what they have, in store for them down the road, but it's definitely a big question because this results in Otis and Mandy having an on-camera relationship, and now they kind of work together. Maybe it results in all of a sudden we discover Mandy's dating some other wrestler that Otis then begins to feud with. But again, all these suggestions have nothing to do with Tucker, unless that other guy is Tucker.
Oh, wow.
But then we're going to Lana Lashley Rusev angle.
And yes,
and
we don't want
SmackDown doesn't want that.
No.
Raw can have it.
No, we could give it to SmackDown.
Raw, no.
We can trade you guys.
Consider it a gift.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Can I re-gift this somewhere else? I think it's a good idea. I mean, when you had your ideas, I think maybe if it was someone on another tag team, I can't think of what that other tag team would be. Oh, I think the Revival at first, but that doesn't make any sense. But you know what I'm saying? If the other...
They kind of tease Ziggler with it.
Ziggler's dealing with Roman. But I mean like a that level, a Heavy Machinery level tag team where one of the guys is the object of Mandy's desires and Otis projects his anger on this tag team. Then I'm on board for that.
All right. I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens with it. And then on top of that, as much as we're talking about the issues with Tucker, what about on Mandy and Sonya's side?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that at all. Because you're right. Sonya did take the loss, and she was kind of upset. And I guess we kind of just dropped it till next week, or
yeah. And we're waiting though. We're waiting. Tom's idea last week was we're eventually going to have a double date, but it's just going to be awkward with Sonya and Tucker. since Sonya's a lesbian and Tucker's married with a kid.
Oh.
But they have to be there for Otis and Mandy.
Mandy. That's just weird.
Main event time, tables match. Robert Roode versus Roman Reigns, where big stipulations at the end of this match, because if Roman wins, he gets to pick the stipulation for his match against Corbin at the Rumble. However, if Robert Roode wins, Corbin gets to choose stipulation. So there's a lot on the line in this match.
Yeah.
As we get ready with the table. And I love, towards the middle of the match, they clear off the announce table. And Corey Graves says, "Oh, I guess our table counts."
Yeah. Yeah.
In which Michael Cole then says, "Yeah, it is a table."
Right. Hot take.
Well done, guys. Well done.
The announce table is a table.
Yes, it is a table.
Water's wet.
That said, I do remember many years ago, I think when like whichever first WWE video game allowed the tables match,
Right.
if you put them through the announce table, it didn't count.
It does. Most of the games that doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Yeah.
You have to take a separate table,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And to your credit, can we just say Robert Roode main evented SmackDown?
Hey, the last couple months,
Hey,
prior to his suspension, Robert Roode has turned it up a notch.
he has.
Yeah.
He has. And going back to old NXT this week, because I was feeling a little bit homesick, thinking about the time I was back in New York watching old NXT, Bobby Roode was like the man on that
Yes.
brand. And, for a long time, it was kind of like, oh, he was an also-ran. But seeing him the last couple weeks, it was like, this guy really knows what he's doing.
I mean, it's almost kind of turned into, now granted there was that suspension in the middle, but essentially Corbin's the leader of that group, but Roode is kind of the number 2.
I would say so.
Yeah. Over Ziggler.
Yeah.
And then the Revival are way down,
Way, way down.
which, I don't know.
We just can't get a win. I don't know.
No, they can't. They can't. There's a point where Roman Reigns ran full speed straight into the barricade. That could easily separate a shoulder.
Yeah.
Easily.
Big dog.
But he's a big dog. He's a big dog. Which is also why I was actually thinking that this was going to... we'll get to it in a second. I was really hoping that when Roman won, he made the match a dog collar match.
What? Old school stipulations.
Or dog collar on the pole match.
No.
No polls.
Late period WCW.
With a shark cage and everything.
Oh my gosh. Triple cage. That's what we need.
Corbin and Ziggler get involved in a match, but then the Usos come down to make the save. So the Usos put Ziggler through the announce table, and then Reigns speared Robert Roode through a table in the ring. He gets to win and officially announces that he's going to have a lot of room to throw Baron Corbin all around Minute Maid Park because it's going to be Falls Count Anywhere.
Cool. Or not cool.
No, I'm fine with the match, but what dawned on me was Minute Maid Park, isn't that where the Houston Astros play?
Yes.
So you realize every heel that's going to cut a promo at the Royal Rumble has their promo already written?
Oh, no. 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 We're going to hear...
They're all going to talk about the Astros cheating.
As a baseball guy, do we need baseball promos all night?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's all we're going to get.
Oh, my gosh.
There's going to be some type of segment where we're going to catch someone has a little buzzer on their shoulder. There's going to be someone trying to send signs to someone in a match. They're going to... WWE has impeccable timing with going to arenas or cities where the craziest sports story just happened in that city.
Cheap heat, man.
I don't know how they have that so coordinated all the time. But, it really started back when The Rock was doing his little sing-along rock shows.
Yeah.
And he happened, just after the Lakers eliminated the Sacramento Kings from the playoffs.
Yes.
Raw happened to be in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how often it happens. Elias did something in Seattle.
And he boomed for a minute and a half.
Oh my God.
Him and Kevin Owens just couldn't do the promo. They were stuck there.
And so it's just you're going to be in the baseball stadium of 60,000 fans, a lot of which were probably also Astro fans.
Right. My condolences.
Huh?
My condolences to Astro fans.
Oh, there you go.
They didn't deserve it.
No.
They didn't.
Well, I think I think anyone who bought tickets to the 2017-2018 World Series game should get their money back. But I don't think that's ever going to happen.
They saw
Sorry.
reparations. Are you kidding me? You're not getting your money back.
I'm aware of that.
Yoink.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Of course. But I just think it's just like, okay, well, we know Corbin's going to do something.
True.
With all this.
True.
You could think if Elias was still a heel, oh my God, this would have been amazing.
I think I would give it to Elias. If I had to pick one person to do it, it would be Elias.
Yeah.
If he was a heel.
Miz will do something. Someone will do something in the Rumble itself.
How do fake signs to the crowd?
Something. I don't know. I don't know what, but they're gonna do something that makes fun of the Houston Astros.
We hate to say we told you
Yes.
Doesn't count. No,
Yes, it does. Oh, in next week.
He's gonna do something.
Next
Prediction.
week, when the Rumble happened, well, what? No, I'm not saying something's going to happen. I'm saying something specifically with them mentioning the Astros cheating is going to happen.
That's kind of general. Though. I'm just saying. That's kind of general.
How is that general?
A promo I got, but someone in the ring is gonna do something related to that. It's kind of like, you just all right, okay. It's your show. Nope, it's fine. I'll see myself out. It's cool.
We were doing so well.
We were.
And now that we finished with all the matches on the show, now you're
Turning heel, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
Apparently.
I'm sorry.
How could you, sir? Our studio audience is booing you now.
Studio audience.
Flobo, I thought we were the mega powers here.
I thought so, brother.
I thought we were in the mega powers. It's like you were Macho Man and I was the other guy.
Ooh, yeah, the other guy. Yeah, exactly.
Well, so any final thoughts with this week's SmackDown?
I thought it was one of the tightest SmackDowns I saw in a while.
Really?
I was entertained top to bottom. Everything made sense from a character standpoint. Maybe I get kind of what's the inverse of spoiled? 'Cause I think Raw has an extra hour. There's a lot of some space or extra commercial breaks, but SmackDown to me was on point.
Oh.
Yeah.
I personally thought last week's was better than this week's, but again, like we said at the top, this one really helped set up actual matches. Didn't really talk a whole lot of the Rumble itself, but we had, and we didn't even talk about it. Daniel Bryan and The Fiend is now a strap match as well.
Yes. Yeah. Can't wait for that.
So that will be interesting, and that will be violent.
Yes, it would be. And he can't run.
You cannot.
The Fiend cannot run. Not saying the Fiend ran usually. He just kind of turned the lights out.
But I'm just curious on all the welts Daniel Bryan's going to have on his back.
Yeah. Are you excited about strap matches as a stipulation? It's not used as often as a cage or a donkey.
I mean, I like the fact that it's seldom used. But I want it to be built up for it. And now the reason for this, I don't know if it's built up enough for the specific strap match. I get it. You don't want him to run away. A lot of times when you say you don't want him to run away, that's when the cage comes in.
Right.
But he's not running away. He's literally just going under the ring. You could go to the apron, go under the ring skirt, and grab him. He's just under there.
Right.
He didn't go anywhere. But you're just making sure he's not in there. So, I mean, he's done that once or twice now. And with that, they were pulling out the strap match. I get you want to have some type of gimmick match for this type, since they've already had a regular one-on-one match.
Right.
I'm going to enjoy the strap match. I just don't know if this necessarily was built enough to have it.
And you think it's going to be like the modern pinfall submission, or is it going to be the four corner?
A modern pinfall submission. It won't be the four. Because the four corner is still kind of escaping.
Fair. Fair.
I like the four corner one.
Yeah.
I love the old school strap match where you have to touch all four corners in succession. That one I haven't done in a very long time.
It's like a bygone era. Gather around, kids. It's about old stipulations.
I love that match.
It was a bunkhouse and it's a brawl inside. It's old stipulations.
Is that how
Texas
old
tornadoes?
Flobo talks like?
Texas tornadoes are everywhere. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we got a couple minutes left. Remind me, did we have anything for news and gossip? Oh, we did. We had the Seldom news and gossip.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's kind of our wrestling rap, but it's not Kevin Owens related, and Gabby's not here.
I know, right? I kind of miss Gabby. Shout out to Gabby's doing things. The wrestling world has been shocked with the passing of Rocky Johnson this week. One of the Legends, Soul Man, Hall of Famer, being inducted by his son Dwayne a couple years ago. Dwayne The Rock. In fact, if you check out The Rock's Instagram, he released a 7-minute video thanking everyone for their well wishes and comments, and saying that he has been a lot of thinking, and he has written a lot of things in his life, but his eulogy, it will be one of the hardest ones. So shout out to The Rock and his family, and thoughts and prayers be with him.
Absolutely. Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas, first African American tag team champions.
Yeah.
So he He's one of those guys where you didn't realize how much he did. But he actually did a lot and wrestled a long time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, our condolences, of course, to
growing
the
up.
family.
Growing up, there weren't many heroes my skin color, and The Rock was. And my dad, when he came to this country in the '70s, he had two super wrestler fans. He had Chief Jay Strongbow, and who was Italian, even though he wasn't really Native American, and Rocky Johnson. Because again, it was like, hey, he looks like
so
me.
Your dad was a big Rocky Johnson.
Yeah,
fan.
you look like me. You know, it's someone you can like really cheer for. You know, and it's the representation mattered even back then in the sport and art of wrestling. And so,
sure.
So it's a big loss. You know, and generational loss too.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, we're gonna get ready to wrap this show up. But Flobo,
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure.
I guess
I mean, I had a question mark at the end.
it was fine. Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was
There
decent.
was no Christian's Closet. I was kind of disappointed. I mean, I came here for the Christian's Closet.
All right,
and
you know what? Let's do a quick Christian's Closet. We got like a minute left. Yeah.
Yes.
We got to do a quick Christian's
Yes.
Closet here.
Yes.
Once we find the music. There it is. So let's break down Flobo's shirt. I see Flobo looks like 1980s Vegas right now.
Hey,
Because
Vinny Vegas.
It ain't Vinny.
Kevin Nash, what? Come on.
Now I know who you're talking about. It's more. I mean, you're leaning closer to Oz than Vinny Vegas over there. Because we got a martini glasses, palm trees, flamingos, suns, and some other type of drink. I don't know what the other one with the little umbrella is, but they're all neon lights. Flobo can walk down a dark alley, and you'll see exactly where he is at all times. Does it glow in the dark?
No,
if we
it
turned the
doesn't.
lights out in the studio right now, would you glow?
I don't think so. I actually wore this to a comedy show one time, and the comedian said I look like a New Yorker doing an impression of Florida. that was pretty awesome.
I can see that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so you wanted the Christian's Closet, Flobo.
Thank you
There
so
go.
much.
There you go. And how can people reach out to you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at FloboBoys, on Instagram at Flobito, and the website is flobito.com.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Tariff. Christian Rosenberg shirts are still available at ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. And for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip, follow me on Twitter at AfterBuzzTV. Thanks so much for tuning in for Flobo Boyce. I'm Josh Tariff. We'll see you later.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.